What's up, guys? It's Rain City MMA. Your boy Bryson here with
Joey!
and today we're breaking down UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Vallejos. We're sorry we didn't hit that last one. We missed on the last leg with Max. Pretty underwhelming BMF fight, but it's okay. We're back at the Apex, and we always hit these Apex cards, so let's go.
Alright guys, the first fight we're breaking down is a women's strawweight matchup between Piera Rodriguez and Sam Hughes. Rodriguez coming in at a minus 150 favorite and Sam Hughes at a plus 125 dog. Guys, Rodriguez, she has very good top control. Shows to have some pretty nasty ground and pound and holds some good power in her hands. Sam Hughes, everybody knows her. She's fought elite UFC comp and she does pretty good at her counter wrestling. But her gas tank is always A1. She's always going to keep marching forward no matter what. She does struggle a little bit on her takedown defense, though, at 60%. And on the Rodriguez side, her takedown defense is pretty good at a 73%. This is going to be a close fight, guys. Sam Hughes has that dog in her. And I just think Rodriguez has more ways to win in this spot. So I'm going Rodriguez money line and Rodriguez decision. But who do you have, Bryson?
I'm also going to go Piera Rodriguez. Guys, this is a rematch, and I just think she wins the bigger moments. She lands 4.53 takedowns per 15 minutes on 54% takedown accuracy. She sticks to the game plan really well. Good fight IQ. Sam Hughes, really good fight IQ too. Like Joey said, she got a great gas tank on her. She always turns up in the third round, puts a pace on you. There's going to be a couple positions where she reverses, and so does Rodriguez. But if Rodriguez gets on top, starts landing her ground and pound, it's going to be nasty. I think she'll land the more damaging shots and edge out a decision. Maybe she gets her out of there late third, though, too. Maybe Hughes gets desperate if she knows she's down 0-2. But it will be a closer fight. The first one was really close, even though Rodriguez some people thought it was 30-27. It was one of those close ones where round 1 and 3 were really close, but I'm gonna go Piera Rodriguez here. I just like her style more, and I think she's one of the better girls on the ground at strawweight. All right, guys. To open up the main card, we got a fun featherweight matchup between Marwin Rahiki and Harry Hardwick. Hardwick's coming in at plus 220, and Rahiki is minus 270. I'm gonna have to go Rahiki here. I think he can actually find a really early finish on Hardwick. Hardwick just showed me nothing in the fight against Caio Fernandez. If you guys remember, he ended up getting his leg broken or just couldn't get up from the amount of leg kicks he was suffering. And Rahiki has a great gas tank on him, throws his kicks to all levels. He lands 5.96 significant strikes per minute on 47% significant strike accuracy. He's still young in the game, 7-0, 23 years old. He's going to have an inch reach advantage. And I just think he's going to show up and show out. I mean, he looked good on Contender Series, and we picked him in that spot. Harry Hardwick, he has real trouble checking low kicks, wants to put a lot of pressure on you. But the way he attacks his angles, too, is really bad. His footwork's poor. He's just coming at you straight. He's not moving his head. And I could see Rahiki hitting him with, a kick straight to the head or dropping him with a straight shot. I'll admit he might have the better cardio. I've seen some of his fights in Cage Warriors when I was doing tape, and he is tough, even though that last fight didn't show much. Caio Fernandez is one of the more underrated lightweights in the division. But I'm gonna have to go Rahiki here, and I think it's a fun matchup. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I think this is going to be a really good fight, but I'm also picking Rahiki in this spot. Especially with what Bryson said with Caio Fernandez and Harry Hardwick coming off a leg injury. That was pretty nasty, and then he kind of was just holding it out there, throwing his hands up right before he got the last leg kick where he couldn't get up. He got dropped 4 times from it. So that just shows me his fight IQ is not where it really should be. He does have some pretty good offensive grappling, but he doesn't set up his boxing at all. He just goes for broke, throwing straight shots and then ended up getting tagged with 2 or 3 for his one. Like Bryson said, Rahiki has a great gas tank and throws his kicks to all levels. What I also like about Rahiki is he attempts 2.1 submissions per 15 minutes, and he's got some big power in the hands, guys. Lands 5.96 significant strikes per minute on a 47% significant strike accuracy. I see more ways for Rahiki to win here. He could win on the ground, or he could win like a club and sub or a KO. So I'm going Rahiki money line in this fight, and Rahiki by KO, maybe second round. All right, guys. Next up, we got a fun featherweight matchup between Andre Fili and Jose Delgado. Fili coming in at a plus 220 dog, and Delgado as a minus 275 favorite. Guys, Fili, he blitzes in and out pretty good, and he has some pretty clean footwork, but he can get caught in submissions at times, like we did see in Seattle, unfortunately. But Delgado, he's a beast, guys. Super fast hands, great boxing, mixes up his kicks to all levels, throws a ton of volume, and is super aggressive early. And Fili is one of those guys, he is getting a little older. He is pretty good in the first and second, but he does start to fade a little bit at times. His IQ is questionable as well, and Delgado is a different type of animal, guys. So I just got to go with Jose Delgado money line in this fight, and look for Jose Delgado KO late second round, early third. But who do you have, Bryson?
I'm also going Delgado here. He'll be the first leg of our parlay at minus 275. He's the younger guy, doesn't have the miles on him. He did just get in a war his last fight with Nathaniel Wood. But I thought that was such a perfect jump in competition to now you're fighting a guy like Andre Fili, who he's going to win here. Delgado switches stances frequently. He can wrestle when needed, too. He lands 1.81 takedowns per 15 minutes on 42% takedown accuracy. Like Joey said, high volume, lands 8.22 significant strikes per minute on 54% significant strike accuracy. He also hurt Wood really bad in that first round, and I think he's going to finish Fili in the first round here. Fili can mix up his wrestling as well. It's just not that great, but he does. We saw him take Costa down, but then, like Joey said, when we saw that fight in Seattle, the IQ was so bad. Fili does have good technical boxing, stays long. He just beat Christian Rodriguez recently. That was a good win. Low IQ fighter at times, though. 51% significant strike defense. It sounds good, but if you watch a Fili fight, he gets hit a lot. And I could just see Delgado putting the pressure on him, switch stances, and then boom, throws the kick, either left, right to the head. Maybe jump on him and land him some ground and pound. I just think Delgado's maybe one of the better prospects we've had in a while out of Dana White Contender Series. And at 27 years old, already getting Wood under his belt. And now if he beats Fili here, he might get one more fight than a ranked opponent, or they might just throw him to number 15. I think Delgado's going to be a guy who's ranked in the featherweight division for a long time, and he's our first leg. All right, guys, now we got the featured fight of the night, a light heavyweight matchup between Ian Cutelaba and Umar Sy. Umar Sy is coming in at minus 230, and Cutelaba's plus 190. I'll be honest, guys, we break down the main card for you guys. Doesn't mean we're going to play him all the time. But this is a fight I would totally recommend staying from. If I had to pick a side, give me Umar Sy at minus 230. I really thought he's still young for light heavyweight at 30 years old, and maybe he could move up eventually. But I had really high expectations for him, and that Alonzo Menifield fight just made me completely change my tune on him. Still very raw on the feet, lacks his technical boxing. Does have good wrestling and grappling. He lands 2.73 takedowns per 15 minutes on 36% takedown accuracy. 100% takedown defense, but hasn't fought any good wrestlers. I actually wrote accuracy on the notes, but it's actually his defense, but he really hasn't fought anyone like that. And Cutelaba, he can mix in some wrestling now. Really good power and pressure, got a nice feint game, high fight IQ. He's fought some elite guys too, guys. We saw the Bukauskas fight. I think he's also fought Menifield, and he fought Aslan in Seattle. We got to see him get that finish. So he has good submissions as well. He lands 4.26 significant strikes per minute on 43% significant strike accuracy. So I'm not mad at you if you want to go the Cutelaba side and fade Sy again, but I'm just assuming Sy has only gotten better since that fight. And I think he might have had one recently where he got a finish too after the Menifield fight. I could be wrong. But I'm going to lean Umar Sy. I think he's the play, but not mad at you if you take a shot on the dog. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, this is going to be a fun light heavyweight fight. Kuntalabe is always live for a KO or honestly ground and pound. He lands 3.77 takedowns per 15 minutes on a 49% takedown accuracy. And his takedown defense is pretty great at 75%. He throws perfect overhands and great hooks and counters. And I don't know, man. This fight's really scary for me. Omar Sy, like Bryson said, high hopes for him. He has solid jiu-jitsu. I just think Kuntalabe could mix up his wrestling here, and it could be a really scary fight. So if I had to play on this, I'm not even going to pick a side. I'm just going to say not go the distance in this one. This is a real scary one, and it's a light heavyweight matchup. Anything can happen. Just maybe, not go distance is a really good play, as long as the number is not too juiced. But I hope Omar Sy wins. All right, guys, we got the co-main event of the evening. A strawweight matchup between Amanda Lemos and Jillian Robertson. Amanda Lemos coming in at a plus 165 dog, and Robertson at a minus 195 favorite. Guys, this fight was booked a while ago, and Lemos had some complications and whatnot. Couldn't fight. Now this fight's rebooked, and I'm going with my same pick as I was before. Jillian Robertson, she's always looking for the finish and has nasty ground and pound. Lemos, she's fought some pretty good comp, the who's who of the division, but she is getting a little older at 38. Great counter puncher, but she does struggle when she's taken down, which Jillian Robertson excels at, guys. She's had crazy finishes, mostly subs, but some knockouts as well. I just think Robertson has more ways to win here, especially her being the younger fighter. And I just think she's a little bit more hungry, guys. So I'm going Jillian Robertson money line. And on a long shot, Jillian Robertson by submission, maybe round 2. Who do you got, though, Bryson?
I got Jillian Robertson at minus 195, and she'll be our second leg. Here's a crazy stat for you I looked into with Lemos. She's only landed 25-plus significant strikes once in her last 5. That's insane, guys. She's not out here putting volume on. She can counter and hurt people here and there. But like Joey said too, she struggles off her back when taken down, just goes butterfly hooks and accepts bottom. Bad takedown defense at 64%. Jillian Robertson, 12 out of 16 wins come by finish. Shows to have a great gas tank. Has high-level offensive grappling. Yes, her head movement can be a little bad when she's on the feet, but like I just told you, 25-plus significant strikes once in her last 5. Lemos is not going to come out here and just start boxing her and outclass her a bunch. Jillian also lands 2.74 takedowns per 15 minutes on 40% takedown accuracy. I just really like that, and I think she's going to get the takedowns. And she might even finish Lemos late, maybe sub her or ground and pound in the third, maybe second, but I think the first round will be a little close. Maybe she doesn't get the first entry, but she's eventually going to get her down. And I like how she trains with Dean Thomas and those guys, and she really sticks to her game plan. She knows what she's great at, and she's going to stick to that. So we're going Jillian Robertson at our second leg, minus 195, and the first leg was, I'm blanking here. Delgado at minus 275. All right, guys, now we got the main event of the evening, a featherweight matchup with some, implications in terms of the rankings of the division. We got Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos. Vallejos is coming in at minus 650, and Josh Emmett is plus 450. I'm going Kevin Vallejos. He's going to be our last leg on the parlay. So we got minus 275 Delgado, minus 195 Robertson, and minus 650 Kevin Vallejos. Vallejos' one loss, guys, John Silva, and he took him to a decision. We're seeing what John Silva's now doing in the UFC, and even in his most recent fight against Arnold Allen, he makes others look pedestrian, and Vallejos won around on him pretty clearly and actually competed with him really well. That will be a good rematch if we ever see it one day, but Vallejos rips to the body very well. Super sharp technical boxer. He doesn't rush anything, which I love. He showed that again in the Giga Chikadze fight, that spinning elbow that absolutely rocked him with some nasty ground and pound to finish it. Puts a real fast pace on you. He lands 5.78 significant strikes per minute on 46% significant strike accuracy. I just think he's young and hungry, and Vallejos has more. Josh Emmett at 40 years old, he's not fighting for anything anymore except a paycheck. Josh Emmett looks for that perfect KO counterpunch. He's a decent boxer, but he's not crazy. 35% significant strike accuracy, very poor. Struggles a lot working on the outside. We saw that in the Murphy fight. Yeah, he went all 5 rounds. His cardio is good for sure, and he's fought some elite people, no doubt. I mean, but yeah, his last wins against Bryce Mitchell, who's at bantamweight now. So, Emmett's not really beating these featherweights anymore, and I just really like Vallejos here. I think it's a good spot for him, and in the Apex cage, it's going to be smaller. I know Emmett has experience in there, but so does Vallejos. I think every fight, actually, he's fought is in the Apex. So, yeah, I'm going Kevin here, and probably late knockout, maybe round 3, round 4. But it also could, I wouldn't be shocked if it went to the scorecards. I mean, Emmett's tough as hell, but I'm going to lean the KO and then obviously the money line. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I also got Kevin Vallejos here. I just think he's way better of a fighter than Josh Emmett at this point in his career. Like Bryce had said, his last win was against Bryce Mitchell. He's 40 years old, 60% significant strike defense, guys. But, I mean, Emmett does get hit a lot. His head movement isn't what it used to be. He also struggles checking low kicks, which Vallejos is really good at. He always throws those crazy low kicks that are super devastating. He lacks, Emmett lacks, putting together any boxing combos, like Bryson said. He'll throw a jab out there and then just look for the crazy right-hand knockout. I don't think he's going to be able to do that against Vallejos. Vallejos is too versatile. His footwork is insane. Guys, I got Vallejos in this fight. I just don't see Emmett doing anything. He is a former wrestler, and he was really good at that. But I just think he's fallen in love with his hands for no reason, for some reason. And Vallejos, he can put together great boxing combos. He lands 5.78 significant strikes per minute on a 46% significant strike accuracy. And he closes his distance super well with his feint game. So I could see Emmett biting on something and Vallejos either knocking him down or out. Give me Vallejos moneyline, Vallejos KO, or decision in this fight on a long shot. And I'm hyped to watch this one. I'll be in Vegas, and hopefully, I know we're hitting this time for you guys, but we're going to get into the outro. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Rain City MMA. We appreciate all your support, the likes, subscribes, any comment, and interaction with our video. Helps us a lot. We do this every week for you guys. We're locked in with another 3-leg parlay. This one is schmacking. Great lines, and it's going to be a great fight night. First leg, we got Delgado at -275. Second leg, Robertson at -195. And Vallejos at -650. Lock it in, and we'll see you at the cash counter, guys. Let's go.